Okay, this is your chapter or 5.2 test. We're looking at quadratics, the second part. The first four problems we're going to solve by factoring. So when you solve by factoring, you want to set the equation equal to 0. So on the first one, we're going to move the 24 and the 10n to the left. That will give me n squared. The negative 10n will turn in positive n, and the negative 24 will turn positive, equal to 0. I want my factors at 24. 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6. Now then, which of the factors add up and gives me 10? Which ones add up and give me 10? The 4 and the 6 adds up, doesn't it? So I'm going to reset this by factors. The plus sign drops, and the largest factor is 6. So n plus 6 and n, I'm adding to get 10, so the signs are the same. These are my factors, right? My zeros are going to be the opposites. So my zeros are going to be n equals, the opposite of a positive 6 is negative 6. The opposite of a positive 4 is negative 4. So this is my zeros for that equation. Okay, on this one right here, I could take out a 4. I'm going to take the GCF out. I could take out a 4 and I could take out a k. So that gives me 4k plus 6, doesn't it? Equals 0. Set each of these factors equal to 0. So 4k equals to 0, and 4k plus, I'm sorry, this will just be k. K plus 6 is equal to 0. So on this factor right here, my k is going to be 0. And in this factor right here, the opposite of a positive 6 will be a negative 6. So those are my zeros. Okay, on this problem here, we're going to move all the numbers over to the left. I'm going to move the 4m and the 8 over to the left, aren't I? So the opposite of 4m will be negative 4m. The opposite of positive 8 is minus 8, equal to 0. These all divide by 4, so I'm going to take a GCF of 4 out. So 4, this will turn into m squared minus m minus 2 equals 0. So now then, the 4 can't equal to 0, so my 4 factors out, I just simplified the quadratic. And the only factors at 2 are 1 and 2, and they do subtract and give me 1, don't they? So I'm going to factor this. So the minus drops. I'm going to use 2 and 1, right? Since I subtracted to get the 1, the signs are different. These are my factors. So my zeros are the opposites of my factors. The opposite of a negative 2 is a positive 2, and the opposite of a positive 1 is a negative 1. Equals to what? M. So these are my zeros. Okay, right here we're going to move everything to the left. So 7n squared minus 77n minus 210 equals 0. These all divide by 7. So I'm going to take a 7 out. So I have these. Now then, my factors are 30. 1 times 30, 2 times 15, 3 times 10, 5 times 6. I'm sorry, the 210 will turn positive on it. I messed up there. So when I move the 210 over, it should be positive. I want to add and get 11 with my factors. The 7 can't equal to 0. Since the 7 can't equal to 0, it's out of the equation as a solution. But I'm going to use 5 and 6 to get my 11, aren't I? So I'm going to draw my 2 parentheses. I'm going to drop the negative. N minus 6 is the largest one. And then since I'm adding, the signs will be the same. These are my zeros. And my roots will be the opposite. They'll be what? Positive 6 and positive 5. So these are my factors, not my zeros. These are my zeros. So your factors and your zeros are opposites, aren't they?